Yep. What's up, people? What y'all think of today's episode?
That's one of my favorites.
That was your favorite episode?
Young man.
I see you dressed up again today, Ed. What's going on?
No, you set me up this time. You sent a text and said, guys come in character. This is my character.
No.
You did not say specific guys. You said
Okay.
guys.
I'll take the heat for that. I'll take the heat for that. Although I don't really want to, but I will.
All right, let me do my introduction.
Just for saving the sanity of the show. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Miss Nash.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Basically Court TV, the after show. Wanted to step into the room here and see what everyone thinks about the show. So, Ebony, you said this was your favorite. Tell us why it's your favorite.
Because you got a no tooth, no whole row teeth funeral director. It's so many things to unpack. He ain't got no teeth. He the funeral director. He done mixed up two bodies. He done sent one dude body to North Carolina and the other dude body in there. He acting real cool like that's no big deal, right?
Like, normal. Like, that's just typical normal behavior, right?
Hey, sorry about the mix up.
We mix up all the time. It's no big deal.
Right. Then on top of that, he gonna try to offer up some random other person's body. We don't know who body this is in an urn. Like that's supposed to be payment for his mistake. I mean, you cannot make this up. Well, I mean, you could, but
it was definitely a doozy. Like I said last week, I it was a doozy. I actually had a chance to go sit with Mr. Connors. Mm-hmm. He said it devastated his business. He said, after this, this case came out, people started graffitiing his building. He went from doing, I want to say he went from doing maybe 50 bodies a month to 2 or 3. So he's like, his business suffered drastically.
Well, I mean, if you mix up 2 whole different people's bodies, send them to 2 different funerals, and then offer some random third party's body up as payment, you might suffer some business. And maybe you just need to get out of the funeral business altogether. It might be a sign.
What he did say was because during COVID, so during COVID, there was a lot of bodies.
Yeah, but still, as a man who's been in business for 30 years, he also said this wasn't the first time. So this is our first time experiencing COVID. So in 30 years, he done messed up 2 other times. Yeah, we got a big issue.
So do you think like people went to him? Well, I can't wait to ask him, about the other people. Do you think that they've came back up to see, like, was there mix up in their families' bodies? Because some people don't have open caskets, because maybe some excessive damages or something like that. Like, I really wonder if people like start writing in or going to the cemetery, digging up their loved ones to make sure that
you got the right bodies.
Did you receive the wrong body? Did you receive the wrong body in your funeral? Contact Basically Court TV.
That's a new case.
Back to you, Gina.
The problem was, well, hell, how do you even get to the point where you just bury some stranger? Like, because the minute the coffin opened, it was over for me. You know what I'm saying? You open the coffin and I'm in here looking for Bob, and we got Tim in here. It's over. Like, we don't even make it to the graveyard.
But some people don't open their casket, because like there could be like a bad car accident. So it was hard to configure the space. They wasn't looking themselves, or
he kept saying, "Take the urn, son. Take the urn."
Take the urn.
How we somebody else's remains?
I was dying. Like, dude, that's who. But whose body is in the urn? I just want to know who body in the urn.
He probably was giving it up because that probably really was his dad in there. They probably really did accidentally cremate him.
He might have
cremated him instead of shipping him, and he didn't want to say that.
I feel like we should follow up and find out.
I think you should definitely follow
information and see what happened on that side.
Exactly.
That's a good idea. I was hoping that they both could have come on today so we could do another update to see what's going on with them. But I guess it's still a touchy situation on both ends. You know, I spoke with Mr. Connors and I spoke with Mr. Hand. I spoke, you know, to both of the gentlemen, and they both agreed to come on the show. You know, like I said, I guess it's still a touchy situation. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a one-on-one interview or something. Maybe they just couldn't both coexist in the same room together. I don't know.
Take the urn, son.
That's it.
Take the urn.
Yeah, it just went off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, do we have any questions from
The key
audience?
is on the where you told me to put it. Huh?
Where's the key?
I'm sorry. All right, bye. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No. Like Eb said last week.
I gotta clown you, sis.
Tell
I
her.
did to him last week. I can't. I was trying to hold back.
I'm sorry.
Tell her.
I apologize. It's just his energy rubbed off.
Say it.
I had to do it.
You can't be doing that on the screen, y'all. Like
I was trying to do both by that. At least I didn't get up.
I tried that last week.
And I didn't even touch my phone. I just leaned to the left.
Yeah, you leaned all the way off camera. Tell her to keep that same energy as
you gotta keep that same energy if you interviewing Judge Mathis.
That's
You're
right.
absolutely right. My bad Gina. But I do want to know, Ebony, do you have a cocktail?
Yes, I do. I'm actually drinking coffee with berries.
So I did some grapes, right? I took some grapes, poked some holes, and put some Prosecco in it. And let it sit for over a few days and made my own wine.
Oh, hey.
So hold on. I got a question for you, Gina.
Yes.
I know last week you had a secret admirer come onto the platform. Did you guys ever exchange information?
No, we did not. I told him to Google. He did not. Google me.
He didn't Google you?
He didn't Google me. But I do have a guest ready to.
So I'm getting information that Mr. Connors, he decided to come on. Mr. Connors.
Turn your camera on.
Mr. Connors. This is how he lost that body.
Get the camera out the trunk.
Mr. Connors.
Turn the camera on you, Mr. Connors. We don't want to be in the embalming room. Are you in the embalming room?
Y'all making me hungry.
Mr. Connors is inside Mr. Connors is coming on. He is inside the embalming room at his funeral home. He will be coming in shortly.
Is he?
Is he there or is
he though?
It looks like he messed up another body.
He might be. I'm just getting a notification saying he was in it.
Is he coming on though?
He is getting another body together. He's coming. He's coming.
Oh shit.
Look at you, Eb, always messing up something. You can drink.
Hey, but you know what I'm not doing? Mixing up bodies. I'm not doing that.
So we're gonna come back to the body case. But what about the engine on the side of I-75? Did you guys,
girl?
Were you having to drive by 75 and Ernest from last week? Having to drive on 75 and see that missing engine.
I can only imagine the trauma that could cause. Like, I probably would never drive on that highway again. First of all, what kind of car was that? She said a Grand Marquis.
I don't know. I don't know, but when the tire went out and then the alternator, like it was already.
That was a sign. That was a sign from the powers that be to tell you this is probably not the car you need. First of all, I'm mad that the defendant had my namesake. Let's talk about that.
Exactly. I was like, Greg bail bonds and
he's a bail bondsman. Eb, really, what are you eating, Eb?
I know.
Listen,
everybody always says Eb is gonna find her a drink and some food, no matter what.
Where did she pull that out of?
Showed up. I don't know where it came from.
Oh my goodness.
I always got my snacks nearby.
She gonna find some food. But yeah, like the girl said, her engine fell out of the car while she was driving up. Was it 75 North? What is that in Atlanta? Like, how crazy is that?
How a whole engine fall out of the car though?
How
I feel like
that cake just fell off your fork. That's how it fell out.
I don't like to question your judgment ever.
So you feel like I had something wrong? Can't be.
I mean, I do
she
understand
sure do always
it's
be
a
eating.
warranty and all of that. 15 days, blah blah blah.
15 days
But
though.
if the entire engine fall out, I
But
feel
you know
like
what?
it would be
That
something.
engine was shaking. That engine was
The
shaking.
engine started falling out on the 14th day, then we would have been, she would have been.
I don't care if it was the 25th day. The whole engine fell out the car, bro.
But he told her to pick it up and put it back and bring it to his shop. He'd fix it for another $500.
That's cheaper than getting a new engine.
I've never had that issue.
Did he say that? I was like, what? She's supposed to go to the highway and pick it up. What?
He said you got to bring it back because he said you got to go get it and bring it back.
He said,
hold on, I'll be back. I want to go pick this engine up off the highway real quick. The hell?
I just think it probably fell not really fell out of the car, but rather. Okay, is that Mr. Connors?
Is that Mr. Connors?
I forgot he was coming.
Hey, Mr. Connors, how are you? Welcome. Is that the hearse?
I don't know if Mr. Connors can hear us or not.
You look like you got some bodies in there. Mr. Connors, can we see the bodies? Let us see the bodies. We see the bodies.
We can't hear you, Connors. Are you showing the bodies?
He got bodies in there.
We can't hear you, Connors.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, bro.
I'm dying.
Can't hear you.
Well, why he looking like that?
There's a body in the back of the hearse for real. Do you not see the body back there?
Bodies back
why
there.
he not moving?
Oh my God! It's the whole body back there. Mr. Connors, if you can hear us, raise your hand. Mr. Connors is just here for the look. I guess he don't want to talk. Got his tongue, huh?
He's trying to find out what's going on.
Yo, why he not moving though? I need him to move or something.
Yo, it's the whole body back there.
The person in the back is moving.
Unmute your mic.
Oh
No, he ain't got it.
God.
Mr. Connors, he's just here for the show. Then he cut the lights out. He said, "Turn them
Jesus Christ.
Because he don't want to run the battery down. Remember, he broke down on the side of the road in the hearse.
He said he was broke down. He said he has a flat tire.
Yeah, so he don't want the battery to die in the car to keep the light on.
So, Mr. Connors, you're just not. You're
There
not.
you go. We can't.
Mr. Connors, it's a button.
We can't.
I would never trust you with my loved one.
He driving a limo, a hearse.
Unbelievable.
He's driving a hearse.
Why he not moving, y'all?
Mr. Connors done died.
Yes, he moving. See, we can't hear you.
Yeah,
We can't hear you.
Whew.
Okay, guys, we have Mr.
Hey, fellas.
Whoa, he did something. Hey, Mr. Connors.
Oh God.
Mr. Connors.
That's just her.
Yeah, you were. I see all your business.
I don't think he see everybody in the camera. He may not see you, Greg. He might see. He probably just see somebody else. Mr. Connors, are you there? Say something.
He keeps sticking his tongue out.
Say something.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey.
Well,
Can you hear us?
there's nothing
Can
stopping.
you hear us?
Hey, young man.
Hey, young man.
Hey, young man.
Yes.
I can't see you, young man.
I told you he can't see you.
What's going on with your phone?
But I want to let you know you caused a lot of problems for me.
He's not here.
All that money I had to spend, I could have bought your father back alive. Now I'm working in a tow truck right now, young man.
You a tow truck driver?
It's always your kind that's helping. But I was trying to do you a favor,
He upset.
and you didn't want to take the earn.
He's upset.
You're laughing, right? Yeah, with all my money, you're laughing.
I think it's hilarious, bro.
Well,
You ruined my life.
Mr. Connor, who do you have in the back seat of the tow truck?
Mr. Connors can't hear us. First of all, he must be on a Texas Instrument.
Mr. Connor, do you?
Young man, I can't even see your face, young man.
Obviously.
Yeah, but Mr.
Obviously.
Do you hear us?
What kind of phone do you have? A Nextel?
A flip.
And you sound like you're underwater.
Hey, we sound like we're underwater. Okay, Mr. Connors.
So
And everybody getting like you're smoking that funny stuff.
he hear us. He hear us, but he doesn't see us.
That's only me, sir. Only me.
Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
I can see you clear.
Okay.
I see the sheriff. I see the judge. I see a young lady, but I don't see you, young man.
He didn't make it.
Because we could have dealt with this a completely different way.
You
didn't
sure you
have
don't
to
see him?
do this.
He right there in the corner.
So let me ask you, Mr. Connor, did you ever retrieve the body? Like, did you get his dad back to him?
Young man, listen to me. I did everything in my power to make it right with you.
Yes, you did.
I know it was your father, but things happen, young man. And I wanted to rectify the situation. But obvious, you was about the money. But God don't like ugly, young man. Let me tell you that right now. God don't like ugly.
Yeah. But God did want that man to get to say goodbye to his father.
And I know for a fact your father, with all due respect to him, wouldn't approve for you to do something like that. Because I knew the man.
But wait.
You knew this man, and you still sent the wrong body. You still mixed up the bodies, even though you knew the young man.
You act like I was stealing his livers and his body parts and selling them and stuff like that. It was just a plain accident, man.
But
forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you, young man. Now, don't you sit there and you let God hinder your prayers because you got you a couple of hours. But you know what?
What's
when I fall, I'm just gonna get back up.
So, Mr. Connors, as you recall, I did come to Connecticut to sit.
You know, I try to work with the community, and I have price burying people, so they don't have to do the GoFundMe bull crap. And then I offered to give you the urn. We didn't have to take it here.
Well, who was in the urn?
Other people in our business. Now they all asking me about my taxes and all this other stuff.
Your taxes?
See, you opened up a big can of worms, young man. It ain't nothing funny about that. But the same thing make you laugh is the same thing make you cry, young man.
Who's in the urn, sir?
Can you hear us, Mr. Connors?
And Your Honor, all due to respect to your status, I really felt that you could have made a better call, and I do plan to put in an appeal.
You want to put it?
I'm a licensed attorney, so I would love to put that appeal in for you, sir. Would you like my number to reach me?
Oh God!
Would you like
everybody laughing like this is a joke. This ain't a joke.
Would you like? I'm an attorney. I would love to give you my number to file your appeal.
What? Listen to me, young man. I got a couple of urns. Where do you want me to send them to? I don't need them.
Okay, he just typed in. He said that he has no use for the urn unless his father is in the urn.
You don't want the urn? I talked to the authorities in North Carolina, and they sent me back your father ashes.
So, okay, so you have his father's ashes now.
Yes, I do.
And you want to ship the ashes to him, or can he pick them up?
If he want the ashes, it's gonna cost him, young man.
But he already paid $9,000 for the funeral.
And who I'm speaking to now?
I'm the court reporter, sir.
You the court reporter.
Yeah, I'm the one that took the notes and everything for the case.
All right. So you know the situation.
Yes, I do.
All right. I see everybody chuckling and giggling and everybody having a good old time.
I think everybody's kind of in shock that we are at this point of now you have his father's ashes and you want to give them to him now. Instead of saying on that day that, hey, let me get your father's ashes back and then I will issue those to you when they return. But you said that's not what you said.
The ashes, and the young man, he refused to take them.
You offered him
he want to sue
ashes.
me. It's not about his daddy. It's about my money.
No,
that's what it's about.
You offered him Clarence's ashes. You did not offer him his father's ashes. I have the report right here. You said his ashes belong to Clarence.
Well, I think you need to look at the transcripts because I offered the man ashes.
Right.
It wasn't his daddy ashes.
Right.
But ashes is ashes.
In what state, sir? What state? It's just ashes is just ashes.
So you telling me if I took a cup with 10 cups of ashes, you gonna be able to point out your daddy ashes? Ashes is ashes.
Sir, this is not a cigarette party. This was this man's father. And when you have ashes and you put those ashes from the burning in the urn, you can't decide who ashes you want to hand out that day. You should have given the man his father's ashes. Or let him know.
It was not his father. See, his spiritual being already rised up. Okay, he went to another realm. I don't know where he went. Either he went down or he went up, but he left ashes.
But you were giving him Clarence's soul, mind, ashes, and hair follicles and all of that. That was Clarence. That wasn't his father. So
young man,
first of all,
to cremate that body, I usually charge about $1,600. I did it for $800. You see what he sued me for?
Well, he sued you for the funeral, the whole procedure. He said that you did a great job on dressing his father and the embalming part and all of that. He said it was great, but you shipped the body somewhere else. So he wanted compensation for the body being somewhere else.
But now, what about me losing my license? What about me losing my family business after 60 years of doing a community service?
Well, here you go.
Burying our people. I can no longer do that, young man.
Well, here's the thing. You had lost bodies prior to losing this man's body, father's body. So you're lucky to continue to do business the length of time that you were continuing to do business until the next body got lost. So somewhere we got to fix. There's some sort of confusion. Either you're taking on too many bodies or you don't have enough support or help, because this is what happens. Were you the only one doing everything? Were you going to pick up the body, embalming the body, dressing the body? You were doing everything yourself?
Now, due to COVID, I have bodies stacked up on bodies. Right?
Exactly.
Due to COVID.
Right.
And I tried my best to do my best, but that wasn't good enough.
That sounds like a song.
You understand me? My heart go out to everybody.
Gotcha.
You know, there was a few people that I had to dig up a dirt and put them in there myself.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you this: did any after?
But nobody don't think about that.
Yes, we do. Let me ask you: if
and then you go and hit me in my pocket like that, that ain't right. That ain't
Well,
right, young man.
well, Mr. Connor, we are going to put out a request for some help to help you get back on your feet and everything that you've lost, and hopefully you can figure out a way to get back into the funeral business, but maybe not in a sense of so many people. You know, maybe you should cut down on the amount of bodies that you work on.
Well, when COVID started,
Yeah,
they were bringing me bodies I didn't even ask for.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, so going back, you said you had lost your business, like your business shut down after this happened.
Yes, I lost my business.
Oh, okay.
I lost my license.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So what are you doing now? You're a truck driver?
Huh?
What do you do now?
Right now I'm driving a truck.
Okay. Like an 18-wheeler or like a regular truck?
A tow truck.
I'm driving an 18-wheeler. I'm doing tow trucks until I can do appeal and get my license back to do what I do. All right. I put people in the ground. I do God's work.
Man, you do. And may I ask, it looks like you have people in the car with you. That's your family, or is that some bodies you picked up?
Listen, I don't understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I just buried my father, and I made sure that was his body in that casket. So you
have my condolences.
Yeah, so I completely understand. And if it was a mix-up, I'll be upset too. I'm sorry. I would have been upset with you as well. And if that was me, So our sympathy to you, and we're sorry that you lost your business and your family's affected. But I'm going to turn this back over to the judge, and you and him can hash it out. And hopefully you win your appeal. If you need some legal advice, please feel free to call me. Okay. And
now, can I get a recommendation? A letter of recommendation, because I'm going back in front of the city board to try to get my license.
Well, what do you want me to recommend? Because what I heard, I can't give you a recommendation because you said you did this 3 times. You said you was going to issue a body that belonged to somebody else if he took the urn, and then you said you did the best you can. And to me, I just don't feel that you was trying to get the body back, but you just gave up on it. You just like, look, this is what it is.
All right. Okay. So here we go. All right. So listen. All right. So Mr. Connors,
this has been in my family for over 40 years. We've been doing this. We've been undertakers for over 40 years, and mistakes happen.
Exactly. I agree.
You understand me?
I agree.
We tag the toes wrong sometimes. The police make mistakes. The EMTs make mistakes. I'm not the only one that makes mistakes.
The doctors make mistakes. The doctors and everybody. You're right.
So listen, Mr. Connors, listen. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. But what we can do is we can check back in with you in about 6 months.
I tried to rectify the situation by giving them the urn.
I know you
want to take the urn.
He wouldn't take the urn. I know. Mr. Connors, so here's what we're going to do. We'll reach back out to you in about 6 months to see how you're doing, see if you're still driving tow trucks, or if you was fortunate enough to, win your appeal with the city board and see what happens.
Now, you as attorney?
Mr. Connors,
drinking wine?
No.
This is the blood of Jesus.
Okay, so yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Obviously, Mr. Connors, his camera's not on. He's having technical difficulties. We appreciate you for coming. We will reach back out to you in approximately 6 months or so, just to do a follow up to check on you.
Well, y'all ain't heard the last of Mr. Connors. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You're absolutely right. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay.
You see all the gray hair I done had in the last 4 weeks since this situation coming. When they asked me to sign all this paperwork for me to sign my building over, that was my granddaddy's building.
Yeah.
Okay. And what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do with the building? Make it one of them booty shaking things, a club music, disrespecting the people that died?
So
Come on now, right is right and wrong is wrong.
you're right.
All right, Mr. Connors. We're gonna leave on that note. You take care.
No, God don't like ugly. The devil is very busy today, and I know it.
Yes,
but
Mr.
it's okay though.
Well, I hope
I
you get
forgive you anyway, and I'm gonna pray for you.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
whoever represents you, I'm gonna pray for you. Now, if you want the urn, I send the urn to you.
Well, we definitely will let him know.
Thank you, Mr. Connors. You have a great night. Okay?
All right, you have to pay $19.99 for the shipping, and we can go ahead and let it go until I put my appeal in. But you ain't heard the last of Mr. C. Okay?
All right, Mr. C.
I can laugh about it.
All right, have a good one.
I can laugh about it.
All right, see you later.
Have a good night, Mr. C. Woo! Mr. Connors never fails.
Mr. Connors said he appealing that decision.
Yeah. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have someone reach back out to Mr. Connors in a couple of months to see how he's doing.
He's going to be in that same spot.
Maybe we can get Mr. Hand to come in at a later date and tell us the update on how his family's doing, since the passing of his father.
Lord.
All right. So there you have it. That's Not My Father, episode 2, season 1, basically Court TV. Got the lovely Gina Nash, mischievous Ebony Danielle, and that's it. We signing out. Judge Greg Bowman. Signing out.
Good night.